You know, we throw the word karma around all the time, right? Oh, that's bad karma, or don't worry, karma's gonna get him. But what if that whole idea of some big cosmic scoreboard in the sky is actually missing the entire point? Well, today we're gonna dig into what karma really is.
So let's just jump right in with a little thought experiment. Picture this. You're walking home, your mind is a million miles away. You're thinking about what to make for dinner, that email you forgot to send, and then, crunch, you accidentally step on an ant. So, question is, did you just rack up some bad karma? It seems like a tiny thing, but the answer reveals a massive secret about how all of this actually works.
Okay, so, Section 1, an accidental act. Let's see how this little ant problem can totally reframe everything we think we know.
Now, the popular view of karma, the one we see in movies and stuff, would say, yep, that's a point against you. It's this idea of a giant cosmic ledger, you know? Every single thing you do gets a little plus or a minus. Super simple, but maybe a little too simple.
To get a better answer, a real answer, we've got to go straight to the source. Because the Buddha himself made a declaration about karma that pretty much turns our modern understanding completely on its head.
Because what if this whole complicated system of good and bad, of cause and effect, doesn't just hinge on what you do? What if it all comes down to something else entirely? A single, powerful principle that's basically the key to the whole thing.
And here it is. This is the sentence that changes everything. The Buddha said, I declare that intention is karma. Just let that sink in for a second. It's not the action itself. It's the intention, the why, the thought behind the action. It's not about what you did. It's about what was going on in your head when you did it.
All right, so let's really unpack that. Intention versus action, how does this actually look in the real world?
This gives us a way better definition. Karma isn't just a simple tit for tat. It's a moral law where the result of what you do, the karmic outcome, is shaped by your mental state, by the will that drove you to act in the first place.
So let's circle back to our poor little ant. We can split this into two parts. On one hand, you have the physical action, walking and stepping on the ant. But on the other hand, you have the mental intention, just thinking about getting home. There was zero desire to hurt anything, right? Your mind wasn't even there.
And that right there is the crucial difference. Because your mind had no investment in the act of killing, there was no will to cause harm. And so according to this teaching, no negative karma is created. Your mind was quite literally somewhere else entirely.
Okay, so that's how it works for accidental harm. But what about good deeds? Let's flip the script and look at the positive side, because there's another common belief we need to tackle. You've probably heard this idea before, right? That if you live a really good life, you might come back as a guardian angel or some kind of spirit guide, watching over somebody down here on Earth. It sounds really noble and sweet, but does it actually line up with this whole intention thing?
Well, the teaching here paints a very different picture. The result of all that good karma isn't a job as a 24/7 bodyguard, it's an existence of pure joy. We're talking heavenly gardens, blissful companions, just a constant state of happiness. The question is, why? Why that result?
Well, think about it. When that person was doing all those good deeds, they probably weren't thinking, boy, I hope this lands me a full-time gig following some human around forever. No way. Their intention was likely driven by things like compassion, generosity, a desire for peace and happiness for everyone. And so the karmic result is a perfect mirror of that, a blissful existence. The outcome matches the intention.
So, when we put our little ant and this celestial being together, we get right to the absolute heart of what karma is all about.
It really boils down to two simple parts. First, you've got the physical act, the thing you actually do. And second, you have the intention. That's the thought, the will, the desire that acts like an engine for the whole thing. And guess what? One of these is way, way more important than the other. And here it is, the main takeaway. Intention is the driving force. It's what gives any action its juice, its karmic weight. An action without intention is, well, it's like a car with no engine. It's just an empty shell. It doesn't go anywhere, karmically speaking. It's the thought that powers the deed.
So that brings us right back to you. If your mental state, the why behind everything you do, is what's actually shaping your reality, well, how does that change things? It means karma isn't about nervously keeping score of your good and bad deeds. It's about becoming more aware of your own mind from one moment to the next. And that's a seriously powerful idea.